Hey Booktube, today I'm going to be doing the Counting the Days tag. I was tagged by two readers in May Concerned, and he co-created this tag with Prose and Petticoats. With so many books out there and so little time to read them, sometimes we have to prioritize these books based on superficial reasons. Now, there are 8 prompts, and the first prompt is, what is a book that excites you because of its cover? Now, I have 2 books for this prompt. The first one is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I do plan on participating in Jane Austen in July. And I think this cover is just absolutely beautiful with the hot pink cover and the gold, and also has the gold sprayed edges. And on the back, it has the opening line, which is, "It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife." Absolutely beautiful. And the other one is The Blueprint, and this is by Gianna Rashad. I don't know if you can see that, but it has like a gray artwork on the cover. The box is gray artwork, and the snake has a bird wrapped up. The next one, prompt number 2, what is a book that excites you because of its author? And this one again, I have 2 books, and both of these are authors that are originally from Alabama. And I don't go out seeking authors from Alabama, but I always get excited when I see them because that is my home state. And I'm usually going to purchase the book if I see that it's one that I'm interested in, and also I see that they're from Alabama. So the first one is Dust Tracks on a Road, and this is a memoir by Zora Neale Hurston. And many of us have heard of her popular book, Their Eyes Were Watching God. She is the author of that book, which I absolutely loved. So I plan on reading her collection, and I'm also going to be reading her memoir. And the next one, this one is a new release. This one is Blood at the Roots by Ladarian Williams. And this is a fantasy. So let me read you the back of this. And when you hear this, when I read this, I was like, wow, I cannot wait to read this. So it has an admissions letter on the back, and it says, "Dear gifted conjurer, congratulations. It is with great honor and pleasure that we inform you that you have been accepted into Cayman University. This new journey will be prestigious and life-filling as you learn to grow in the excellence of hoodoo and voodoo magic, integrity, and honesty. Your exceptional gift was selected from a very competitive applicant pool of conjurers, and we are confident that you will contribute to the Blackical culture and thrive here at Cayman U. Let us all lead with love and know our roots are deep, numerous, and vivacious." Now that just sounds amazing, and that is just enough to get me excited to read this book. Again, that's Blood at the Root by Ladarian Williams, and this is the first book. I believe this is going to end up being a series, YA fantasy. All right. So the next one is, what is a book that that excites you because of its premise? And this is Stephen King, 11/22/63. I've recently started reading Stephen King, and I want to read everything that he's written. I hear so many good things about this book. And this one is about a person that is going to go back in time to try to prevent the Kennedy assassination. That's pretty much all that I know about it. And I really don't want to know much more about it because I just want to experience everything brand new without knowing much about it. Again, that's 11/22/63. The next one is, what is a book that excites you because of its style? And this one is The Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows. And it's like a dictionary that has new words and also words that have been created for emotions. And let me just read you some of what's in the book. Okay, so when you open it up, it says, "I read the dictionary. I thought it was a poem about everything. Stephen Wright. And it says, all words in this dictionary are new. Some were rescued from the trash heap and redefined. Others were invented from whole cloth, but most were stitched together from fragments of 100 different languages, both living and dead. These words were not necessarily intended to be used in conversation, but to exist for their own sake, to give some semblance of order to the wilderness inside your head, so you can settle it yourself on your own terms without feeling too lost, safe in the knowledge that we're all lost. And that is beautiful. I'm really excited to read this one because of the style of the writing. And again, this was the Dictionary of Obscure. This one's the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows and by John Koenig. All right, the next one is, what is a book that excites you because of its influence? And this one is When Crack Was King. This one is also a new release. Well, the paperback is a new release. I don't know when the hardcover was released. And this one is by Donovan X. Ramsey. And this one is talking about the crack epidemic in America. And let me see. It says it follows 4 individuals giving a startling portrait of the destruction and devastating legacy of the crack epidemic of the 1980s and 90s. Arguably the least examined crisis in American history. So it says it follows the stories of Elgin Swift, an archetype of American industry and ambition, and the son of a crack-addicted father, Lenny Woodley, a former crack addict and sex worker, Kurt Schmoke, the former mayor of Baltimore, and an early advocate of decriminalization, and Sean McCrae, an activist and a founding member of the Zoo Crew, Newark's most legendary group of drug traffickers. So I'm excited to read this one because of its impact that it's had on America, that still impacts America today. Right, the next one is, what is a book that excites you because of its emotional weight? And this is Medical Apartheid, the dark history of medical experimentation on Black Americans from colonial times to present. And I know that this one is going to be a heavy book with heavy content just based on the title. Now, again, I grew up in Alabama, and ever since I was a young child, we've always heard about the Tuskegee experiment, where the government experimented on Blacks in the city and gave them syphilis and didn't tell them that they were being given syphilis and didn't tell them the effects that it would have. And so that's part of one of the reasons why Blacks have a hard time trusting the government as well as the healthcare system. The next one is, what is a book that excites you because of its sense of humor? And this, I don't really buy funny books. So when I was going through the books that I recently purchased in a haul, I saw that this one said that it has funny short stories in it. I think this is probably the closest that I have to something that's funny. And this is 19 Claws and a Blackbird by Augustina Bastarrica. And it says it's a collection of 20 brutal, darkly funny short stories that takes readers into their deepest fears and most disturbing fantasies. So I don't know if it's actually going to be funny, but that's what is written in here. So I'm going to go with that. Number 8. What is a book that excites you because of its challenge or difficulty? I would say that is Recitatif by Toni Morrison. And in this book, she wrote it in a way to where there is a Black woman and also a white woman. But the way that it's written, you're not able to tell which one is which. And I think it would be a challenge to try to read it and figure out which one is which. And it says Morrison herself described this story as an experiment in the removal of all racial codes from a narrative about 2 characters of different races for whom racial identity is crucial. Recitatif is a remarkable look into what keeps us together and what keeps us apart, and about how perceptions are made tangible by reality. Those were all of the prompts. And now I'm going to keep this tag going. I have a few people that I want to tag. Those people are Liz's Reading Corner, My Messy Bookshelf, Mr. Sosatris, Anita Library, 2 Minutes on Books, Reader's Retreat, and Noteworthy Fiction. If you all are interested in this tag, I'm excited to hear your responses. Also, if you're watching this video and this tag sounds like something that you're interested in, feel free to respond to it. And I want to hear what you all have to say, what books you're excited about. If you like this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.